Listen, you worked hard to build that listing. All the research, creating the design, getting buyers, and now you don't even get the full payout? Etsy reserves seem totally unfair. I'm Leah, and I feel you. My account was put on reserve as well. But let's not panic, just keep doing your due diligence and it'll pass. I'm gonna tell you how you can get your funds and explain a bit more in-depth everything you need to know about Etsy payment account reserves. Let's start with why you clicked on this video in the first place. The quick answer is, and I'm reading exactly what Etsy says, to release the funds for an order from a reserve, try adding a tracking number to the order. If Etsy can confirm the tracking shows the order in transit, the reserve funds will be released immediately. Sounds straightforward enough. But unfortunately, it's still kind of confusing, especially since Printify automatically adds tracking to your orders for you as soon as your order status has changed to ready to ship. If tracking isn't being automatically added to your order, double check which print provider you're using, as a select few don't offer tracked carrier services for specific items or locations. Or check that your connection token hasn't expired. If it has, you'll get a notification that looks like this. So what's going on here? I asked Etsy support directly, and in short, payment reserves are sometimes unavoidable, especially for new sellers as a protection measure for buyers. And if you continue fulfilling orders in a timely manner, the reserve will be lifted automatically at some point within 45 to 90 days. By demonstrating that you're complying with all the seller policies, like providing tracking, Etsy may reduce or lift your reserve faster. If needed, you can manually add a tracking number to the order under Orders and Shipping in your shop manager. Here you can also update your shipping if you see that an order is taking longer than expected. This will ensure you're staying within your stated delivery times. Do note that Etsy isn't always able to confirm shipment progress based on the info provided by some carriers. In that case, the funds will be reserved for the full period displayed in the reserve section. But why does Etsy hold my money in the first place? The easy answer? It's a common practice in online marketplaces to protect buyers and sellers during every phase of a transaction, from when an order is placed to when a buyer receives their item. Etsy uses reserves to make sure there are enough funds in a seller's payment account to cover any unexpected refunds or charges from a sale. Think of a reserve fund as a buffer for when you experience a surge in sales, or to help keep your payment account balance from becoming negative and your card on file being charged if you receive a chargeback from a customer's credit card company. You can also think of it as credit building, verifying that you're legitimate to build confidence and credibility with buyers. So what even is a payment reserve? This means that a percentage of funds from every new sale of a physical item is not available for deposit to your bank account for a certain period of time or until the order is marked as in transit with a valid tracking number added. If no valid tracking is added, the funds will only be released after the default holding period. If your account is put in reserve, you'll receive an email from Etsy support stating the reasoning, how much, and how long. The default holding time period and percentage of reserve funds can also be found in your shop manager under Finances, Payment Account, Reserves. But you'll only see this if you actually have a reserve on your account. You can see which specific orders are in reserve under Orders and Shipping, where you'll see an Order in Reserve badge next to the ones that currently have funds held. This information will also be reflected in your monthly statement CSV. Reserves are placed on accounts based on various factors in accordance with the Etsy payments policy. The two most common factors are orders are consistently missing tracking information and orders aren't shipped on time. Their system will also look for other risk factors like a sudden, sharp increase in orders or refunds, if you recently made your first sale on Etsy or made a sale after a long period of inactivity, and if your shop has a history of low reviews. Don't panic though, the money in reserve in your account is yours and is kept safe. And your shop and listings are still active and visible to shoppers for you to continue making sales. As a new merchant, it's good practice to anticipate that some orders will go on reserve, and you'll still need to pay Printify for the product costs and shipping, and Etsy will still charge their fees. It's best to plan ahead and be ready that this could happen. With that, keep these points in mind going forward to help reduce the chances of a reserve being placed on your shop. Add tracking to all your orders, ship within your stated processing times, stay up to date on seller policies to ensure your shop remains in compliance, respond to customer messages quickly, preferably within 24 hours, strive for good reviews, and try to qualify for Star Seller status. Star Seller is how Etsy rewards shops that consistently offer excellent customer experiences that are important to buyers, like responding to messages promptly, shipping and tracking, and average review ratings. Etsy will review your shop's performance on the 1st of every month, and if you earn your Star Seller badge, any reserve in your payments account will be removed within 24 hours. It's no fun when your hard-earned money is being held. We hear you, but the more you understand, the easier it is to get through it. And we're always here to help as much as we can. Share your Etsy reserve experience with me and others in the comments so we can continue learning together. Also, like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our channel for everything POD.